This frame shows the exterior of Boris Horton Café with its dog fin sign. An interview with Cobby Holzman. Can you introduce a little bit about yourself? Cobby Holzman, the founder of the cafe, is wearing a black cap and black suit. He introduces about himself, sitting in Boris Horton with a casual interior featuring white brick walls and modern decor.
My name is Cobby Holzman, and I'm one of the co-founders of Boris Horton.
There is a photograph hanging on a wall featuring both Cobby and his daughter Logan. In this picture, Logan is holding her dog Horton in her arms, while Cobby is holding his dog Boris through a leash.
I started the cafe with my daughter Logan. My dog is Boris, her dog is Horton, hence the name. And our vision was quite simple, to create the happiest place in New York City. And here we are.
Who contributed to the idea of opening a dog-friendly cafe?
It was a mutual idea, and like lots of ideas, it came out of a need that we had, that we wanted to fulfill what we thought was a void. So what happened was about 6 or 7 years ago, my daughter and I, I'm blessed that we hang out a lot, and we would always go to restaurants and cafes, and one of us would have to go inside to look at the menu and decide what to order, because we'd be with our dogs, and then we'd come outside and go back and in, and then my daughter said,
The scene depicts part of the cafe with light blue brick wall. A neon sign on the left reads, "One friend pups," and a framed set of house rules is displayed on the right with phrases like, "We've got dogs to feed."
Why don't we figure out a way that we both could go inside? So we worked with the health department, and again, this was pre-COVID, 6 or 7 years ago. We worked with the health department to come up with the requirements. It's against New York City and most cities' law to have dogs where food and beverages are served.
A man works behind the counter at the cafe, cleaning a container beside a rack of coffee cups. Behind him are shelves stocked with coffee bags and a large cafe logo featuring 2 dog illustrations.
Hence our resolution, we have the food and beverage section with a separate door that all the food and beverage and the handlers there prepare it. And then we have a wall and a vestibule on this side where you can come and eat it.
2 dogs are present in this scene. A white dog sits facing the camera, while a smaller, fluffy white dog faces away. In the background, a person in a white sweater works at a table with a laptop, and another individual sits farther back.
So the dogs can run around free. As you can see, there's Ollie there. There's a whole lot of other dogs right there. You can run around there. You just go next door, pick it up, and come back. So our vision was work with the health department. We check that box, come up with the resolution, which having the division where it's separated. So there's no dogs where the food and coffee is served. Hence, there's no what the health department here and in most cities views as contamination. And we wanted to lean in. We believe that there's a lot of negative energy in the world. We wanted to create a space that's positive energy. You don't need a dog to come in here, but if you have a dog, you're welcome to bring him. And what we find, if you look around, there's a lot more people than dogs. Dogs create.
A small fluffy brown dog lying on the floor while being gently patted by a person who is partially visible, wearing jeans and slippers.
Conversation, they're a catalyst for positive energy. They sort of relax folks, and the dogs run around. We also have, with our vestibule up there, a double door, so there's 2 doors.
There is an entrance to a dog-friendly space featuring a double-door system with a sign reading, "Only one door opens at a time to ensure dog safety." A board on the left lists weekly events.
Similar to a dog park, if the exterior door is open, the interior door does not open. So dogs can run around freely, owners can relax, and they can't escape to the street. So, that was our catalyst for creating Boris Horton, and I think we've achieved our goal where we have a nice community. It's centered around dogs, but you certainly don't need a dog to be part of the guest list here.
Can you share one piece of valuable memory at this cafe?
I would say some of my favorite memories are this celebratory experience that people have when they come in here. So during COVID, as an example, we performed a whole lot of weddings. People, because like venues were closed and big weddings were done. So we did a lot of small weddings there where people just wanted to celebrate their love. We seem to be a very popular place for first dates because on all of the apps, they like if you like dogs, so they meet up here. So we've done some engagements here where people wanted to sort of return to the place where they had their first date and do an engagement. So that
This image shows merchandise on display at this cafe, including tote bags, hats, and beanies with designs like coffee plus dogs. A textured white brick wall in the background adds to the cozy atmosphere.
Celebrations of love, that we were part of a positive experience of people coming together on the people side. One of the other joyous occasions we had is
Framed photos of dogs are displayed on a white brick wall. A main photo shows two dogs in bandanas sitting together with beverages, creating a cheerful atmosphere.
We do a lot of rescue events on weekends, Saturdays or Sundays. We oftentimes have a rescue van outside, and we have probably found forever homes for probably 1,500 families by now. So we always like when people come back, it's like, this is where we got your dog. So we're adding members to people's family. And then in the evenings, we do comedy night.
A bulletin board displayed two flyers, a weekly event schedule on the left listing open mic night, trivia, comedy, and adoption event, and on the right side, an invitation to celebrate dog's birthday at the cafe, featuring a festive dog illustration.
It's trivia night, bingo night, and a lot of the comedy nights in particular are super fun because you get a lot of, we'll get Saturday Night Live comics, and we'll get wannabe comics who probably shouldn't quit their day job. They're not that good, but all that together, as in any open mic situation, you get a lot of laughter from those experiences. Yeah, we had one last night. They're laugh out loud funny. So that, again, we're trying to provide an oasis of happiness and dogs just sort of contribute to those positive vibes.
How do you define dog-friendly places? In a picture, a small fluffy dog in a harness stands near a door, labeled "Only one door opens at a time," while another small dog perches on a chair by the window, looking outside.
Well, look around, there's dogs, there's dogs running around. So, you're not allowed, health department wise, to have dogs where food and coffee is served. So the fact that dogs come around, again, health department wise, you have to pick it up on the other side and bring it back. But dog friendly just means that, just like that, dogs are not tolerated, but they're encouraged and welcome.
Can you share any special treats for dogs?
Well, we have, I can show you, we have, again, it's joy and celebration. So we have a pastry bar.
The frame shows a cafe's dog menu display with treats like donut and pupcakes, a sign for self-service, and a restroom door in the background.
Bar, dog donuts, dog ice cream, dog French fries. So we like to have wonderful treats. If you're coming in, I see you're drinking a nice beverage, why shouldn't the dog get a treat as well? So again, it's ridiculous.
The frame shows shelves with Boris and Horton pet treats, mugs, and dog accessories, alongside a cord board with community flyers.
Ridiculous, we know, having a dog ice cream, but the dogs like it. It's all healthy. It's provided by local vendors, small proprietors that we help build and grow. Behind me,
there is a pink mural with NYC-themed illustrations like a fire hydrant, pretzel, Boris and Horton coffee cup, and Subway signs.
Andrea, a wonderful artist, we did a dog mural. So we try to support local suppliers, local creative folks, and you come in, you have a coffee and a pastry, a coffee and a breakfast sandwich, your dog.
There is a glass cabinet that holds dog treats, including cookies, waffles, and PSL squares, plus a dog figurine with a red bandana for decoration.
Dog has a donut or, bacon ice cream or something like that from the wonderful vendor Pupper Cup. So, so that's leaning into making it a positive experience.
What's your original intention of posing this no laptop poster?
Yeah, what happens on weekends, now you can see most people have their heads down, but
the current frame shows a sign that reads, "No laptops after 10 a.m. on weekends," posted on a wall near a window.
On weekends we get super, super crowded, so we try to encourage conversation, and we don't want people sitting on their come in and enjoy. So, I mean, we make exceptions, but we don't want people sitting here for 12 hours on a weekend when, we're trying to find seats for everyone.
Sure.
And again, we want it to be joyous and celebratory. I disrupt people if they're working door on weekends, like have some fun.
What is the main source of attracting traffic?
I think probably the biggest generator for traffic we have is when people walk by. As you can see, we have windows the whole way around.
The frame shows a merchandise display with tote bags, hats, and mugs on a brick wall, some featuring dog film designs in the Boris Horton logo.
This was a former cafe and a shop that we merged together, and we added the arches, and we tried to architecturally encourage the old architectural glory of the East Village, make it an old, worn face. We have cement floors, obviously, because they're easy for dog cleanup and so on. But our biggest
The frame shows the exterior of Boris Horton with a sign, "Great coffee, not just for dog people," and a person with a book and tote bag by sidewalk tables and chairs.
Draw for folks when they walk by and they see cute little puppies on the table. So people, it just makes you smile. We get a lot of tourists who maybe miss their puppies at home, or they follow us on Instagram. And I encourage everyone to go to Boris Horton on Instagram, because that's where we share a lot of our stories. But you look in the window and you see a bunch of dogs playing, you have to smile, Yeah. So that's what, a couple of years ago on election day, the entire national group from Planned Parenthood came down here because they said, with the election and lots of stuff going on, we wanted to come down just to have a jolt of happiness.
The frame shows a Boris Horton mug with 2 illustrated dogs on a wooden table, sat in a cozy cafe with a mural and hanging light.
They didn't have dogs, but they know that we're happy in here. So I was really thrilled that those folks came down there because they do such important work. But that sort of demonstrates people come here. We've had kids, maybe to go back from your question a little while ago, I remember we had a kid 2 years ago who was going in for surgery at Sloan Kettering for cancer. And his mom said he wanted to come down here just for him to have some happiness before he went into this dire surgery. And
a person is interacting with an excited brown dog beside a table with flourishes, set against a brick wall.
We felt really, really good. And he, dogs were licking him, and he was happy and joyous, and that's what we want to do.
What's the core value of Boris Horton?
My core value is we feel like we're inviting folks into our living room. We want to welcome everyone. We're going to provide good.
There is a display shelf with painted dog portraits labeled with names like Ripley and Lola. Above shelves stocked with dog treats and pet products.
Food, good coffee, good beverage. Make everyone feel welcome, except it's a business. So we want it to be. So my wonderful daughter, Logan, who's terrific, we both share the same core value. We want to have, as you can see, a place that you smile when you come in.
The frame shows painted dog portraits on a wall with colorful background, labeled with names like Lucy and Leo.
Great art that we're celebrating local artists. We want people to feel welcome, but we want them to leave having had a good experience, maybe chatting with the people at the next table, having a delicious pastry or grilled cheese, Mamma Mia grilled cheese that has tomato and pesto, and you dunk into a homemade, tomato soup, similar like if you invited someone over to your home, except we're just a business. So
the current frame shows a wall decorated with dog illustrations wearing crowns alongside round wall-mounted light.
We want to keep that family vibe or that family experience and encourage them to come back, attend one of our evening events. Stop here when you're rushing on your way to work, but come here and hang out and relax and just looking around. We can see she's eating and her dog came up to get a bite, so we like that.